Good morning, class 12th. We will continue with the topic of protein synthesis, and till now you have studied about about the preparations which are required for the process of translation. Yes, you have studied about ribosome, you have studied about transfer RNA, and you have studied about charging of the transfer RNA, that is activation of the transfer RNA. Now comes the main process of translation. See, translation, as the word says, to translate means to convert from one language to another. Same thing implies here also in this protein synthesis. Here what happens, the language of nucleotides are converted into the language of proteins. Yes, by using the codons. Codons are triplets of nucleotides. So transfer RNA recognizes the codons, and then according to that codon it attaches an amino acid into the chain, so that a new protein chain is being formed. Okay, so this is a process in which genetic message which was carried by the messenger RNA from the DNA is converted in the form of a polypeptide, which can later be used as an enzyme also. So this polypeptide chain is having specific sequence of amino acids which have been now translated in from the nucleotide sequence of the messenger RNA. Okay, clear? So let us start with translation. So formation of protein from mRNA is translation, that I have already told you. This involves three steps: initiation, elongation, and termination. Clear? So let us first understand what actually happens. The ribosome, the ribosome needs to bind to the messenger RNA, and this is also one important sequence which is present on the messenger RNA. We call it as Shine-Dalgarno sequence. It is the ribosome binding site on the messenger RNA, which is generally located around 8 bases upstream. Upstream and downstream are two technical terms. Upstream means if we are talking about a gene in the whole mRNA sequence, that some bases before that particular gene we will call upstream. Any base before that particular gene we call upstream, and any sequence after that coding after that gene we call downstream. Okay, so Shine-Dalgarno sequence is a sequence which is around 8 base upstream of the start codon. In the previous class I have told you about the codon AUG, which codes for methionine. This codon AUG is the initiation codon and will be the first codon to initiate the process of translation. Yes? Moving further, the RNA sequence helps recruit a ribosome. This RNA sequence which is present, Shine-Dalgarno sequence, this helps the ribosome to attach itself to the messenger RNA for initiating the process of protein synthesis. So for the initiation to begin, I told you that the smaller segment of the ribosome attaches to the messenger RNA. So where it attaches to the messenger RNA, it does not attach directly to the AUG codon, but it attaches at the Shine-Dalgarno sequence, which is around 8 bases upstream before the codon AUG is there. Okay, clear? So this is a very important sequence. It is present in the bacterial cells. So now let us start with the initiation. Initiation involves all the steps that precede the formation of the first peptide bond. For the first peptide bond to form, there are certain things which are happening before that. What are those things? There is an initiation factor 3, IF3 we call it. You have to remember this. IF3 bind to the smaller subunit of ribosome. This initiation factor initiates the process of translation. So this factor we call it as IF3. This IF3 initiation factor 3 binds to the 30S subunit, that is the smaller subunit of the ribosome, and this smaller subunit of ribosome then goes and attaches itself to the messenger RNA by the guidance of initiation factor 3 only. The first codon AUG binds to the P site. You remember the P site, the peptidyl site in the larger subunit of the this larger subunit of the ribosome. So what happens there? The first codon AUG binds to the P site while the later codons first attach to the A site and move to P site. Is this clear to everyone? Just I'm reading it out again for you. The first codon AUG binds to the P site. P site is the peptidyl site where the formation of peptide bond will occur. Okay, this is true only for the first codon. Later on, whichever codon is coming, whichever transfer RNA is coming, that will come from the amino acid side, A site. Enter the ribosome through the A site and then move to P site only when there is a bond formation between them. So, I told you that initiation involves all the steps which occur before the formation of first peptide bond takes place. So, for the first peptide bond to take place, two amino acids should be present. Yes, this type of conceptual thing you need to understand, that if two amino acids are present, then only one peptide bond is formed. Clear? If 3 amino acids are present, 2 peptide bonds are formed. So peptide bond, number of peptide bond is always less than 1 as compared to the number of amino acids. This is a technical thing which you will be understanding. To join 2 amino acid, we need 1 peptide bond. So the first amino acid, that is methionine, goes and binds this codon for methionine, carrying methionine, this transfer RNA binds to the P site. Later on, other transfer RNA are entering the larger subunit. Now the subunits are attaching, so they will enter. When the next one will enter, next amino acid will be carried by the transfer RNA, that will enter from the A site, and then further it will move to the P site, and as soon as it moves to the P site, a bond will be formed between the first AUG codon and the first AUG, this one amino acid methionine, and the second, whatever is the second. Clear? So in initiation, everything comes which happens before the formation of the first peptide bond. Now what happens? Now the 50S subunit joins the 30S subunit. Clear? So you understand the sequence. First, the initiation factor 3 binds to the 30S subunit and it guides to the 30S subunit to bind to the messenger RNA. Now what happens? The bigger subunit, to the bigger subunit, the AUG codon, AUG transfer RNA goes and binds, and then both these two subunits come and join together. Okay? See, here I have made this diagram over here. So this is the mRNA chain, and here what happens? The amino acids enter. Amino acid enter from the amino acid site and move to the P site where the bond is formed. Here see, and then the empty transfer RNA moves out. This is the anticodon and the codon binding with each other, complementary to each other. This is the messenger RNA, and this is the newly formed peptide bond with different colors of balls. You can see these are different amino acids, and the bond between them, between two amino acids, is called as a peptide bond. Clear? So before the formation of the first peptide bond, whatever happens, that is joining of initiation factor and all these things, will be taken under initiation. Now comes elongation. All the reactions from the formation of the first peptide bond to the formation of the last peptide bond are studied under elongation. Here the chain elongates. You can see in the diagram which just now I have shared. Again I am going back to that diagram. Just you can see here the chain initiation has taken place and elongation is going on. The chain is elongating itself and different amino acids are being joined. So this will continue in the elongation process. Okay.